Hello everyone, welcome to next section of our video. So in this I'll show you how you can develop your Android app for Android 6, 7 and 8 devices. So first we'll go to the Android Studio and set up our project for developing the app for these devices. So I'll go back to my Android Studio. So this is my Android Studio. I'll start a new Android project. This is my Android project. My application name, so I'll put the application name as this app will check permissions. So I'm naming it as a check permissions app, but it will help you whenever you create any app for your Android M, N or O devices. These are some of the permissions which you have to put. So I'll tell you about some of the permission. Other rest permission you can put it in the same way how I am integrating the permission for this app. So this is the company domain. Maybe I'll keep it this is something test example dot permission. Here I'll keep it as maybe code. I'll create a new folder as check permission. This is check permission, and then we will just so I'll create my app over here. Okay, so inside this folder then I'll create on next. So here you can see the minimum SDK which I am using is 15. So I'll keep it as it is. I'll keep all this as the same it is using. Next we'll move. So here it's an empty activity. So we'll move next. So as you can see, the main activity file will be main activity, and the layout file name will be activity_main, and we'll just finish it. So it will take some time to start up. So as we can see, this has already started up. So this is our default files which are there. It will take some, the Gradle build is still running, so we'll wait for some time. Now once we add the project, we'll go to Sdk Manager and add the required libraries for Android 6, 7 and 8 devices. So I'll go to Sdk Manager, and here you can see the list of libraries are available which you have to download. So as in my machine I have already Android 6 Marshmallow installed, so for you it will come as not installed. Like for me it's Android 5.1 is showing as not installed. So what you have to do, you have to just click on this and install it. So once it's installed, then only you can go ahead and develop the app for the same API level or same version of mobile. So Android 6 I have already installed. Android 7.1.1 now this is API level is 25. This is partially installed, so this I'll install it. It will take some time for installing. As you can see here, you cannot see Android 8.0 because Google has launched that for the beta version, so you will not be able to see the libraries in the production version of Android Studio. For that there is a beta version of Android Studio which is available, where you can see that API level as 26 and for Android 8 phones. But for now we can do it for 6 and 7, and the same will be executed for 8 phones as well. So I'll click on OK, and it will be, the following component will be installed. So it will take some time. We'll just go back to the studio. So as you can see, it's downloading because Android 25, Android 7, it was partially installed. So it will, once it's completes, we'll just go to the next window. So as you can see, it will take minimum some time to get all this installed. As you can see, it's already finished. So it's installed all the sources for Android 25. Just click on this and so it will just execute. So if I go back to SDK Manager again and see, so as you can see, it has installed Android 7.1.1, Android 6.0. This is, we need this both API levels. So I'll click on OK. And next we'll go and first thing we have to do is we have to add dependencies in build.gradle file, so that it once we start development of our app, it understand which API level it has to use. So first you have to add those dependencies in build.gradle file. So I'll just go to build.gradle. Since build.gradle file is under Gradle scripts, before that just select Android from the top drop down section. As you can see, there are different options available: project, packages. This already I have explained in my previous section of videos. So from here you have to select it as Android, and then you can see all the files which are available. So I'll just go to the build.gradle file, open this file, and it will be a module level app. So I'll just go over here and add my dependencies over here. So as you can see, there is a dependencies section, and you can see here already the dependencies for 25.3.1 it is added, that is for the Nougat phones. I'll add it for the Marshmallow device as well. So how you have to do, you have in the same way how it is added, you have to do it in that way. So compile, and then it will be com dot android dot support, and then double quote a colon, and then you have to put it as a design, and then we'll do it as a 23 point dot 4 dot 0. So this is how you have to do it. So this is how it is added, as you can see. So same for when you want to add for 25, that is versions, that is the Nougat phones, you have to add the same dependencies over here. So same way how I have added for Marshmallow, same you have to add it for the Android O phones as well. Just instead of 23, it will come as 26, the API level. And here you can see the compile SDK version I have put as 23.0 because once you build your app, so the compile SDK version should be same for the devices where you're going to use the app. The build tool version should be the same, and then target SDK version should be the same, because I'm going to use this app for Android 6 mobile Marshmallow devices. So the Android SDK version is target SDK version is 23. If I'm going to use it for suppose Nougat devices, I'll put it as a 25. The target SDK version will change, and for Android O phones I'll put it as a 26. So this you have to keep in mind and change it accordingly. So this is how you can configure it for different mobile devices. So adding dependencies in build.gradle file. Next thing we'll do for this app is we'll go ahead and we'll create a one more layout file. So by default, as you can see, we have a activity main layout main.xml which was created by default while we are creating our new project. But for this I'll need one more file which is a contain main.xml file. So for that you have to click on layout, just go on new option and new layout resource file and put it as a content underscore main.xml. I'll do a OK for this. So this is, as you can see, this has already been created, and next we'll go ahead and now start adding code to our layout files and the main activity class files. So this I'll show you in the next section of my video. So thank you, and let's see you in the next section.